This is Graham Dragons, and we are going to be going over the spell book. Woo! Nine Lives Arena time. Alright, so essentially all you're going to be doing here is we're going to be going up these stairs, and we're going to go over to this. Actually, I want to do this with a different character. Do I have a level 2? Perfect. Oh, those are spells. So essentially spells, you'll cast your spell, and then you use your spell. You can tell the difference between spells by their color, so you will need to know those when you do the fighting. Here's the spell book right here, essentially right on the right side before you enter the arena. These all will have level 1 through 3 based on what you've picked. The kick itself has a 3-second knockdown. Kick someone out a different distance. It says silence, but it should essentially say knockdown. That's what this one says, 450 knockdown newtons. I don't know what that's really supposed to mean, but it means it doesn't really knock anything down. So, anyways, sorry. These are all different spells. We're gonna go over that. You hit this reskill button if you accidentally choose the wrong spells. You're gonna click here, and the things lit up purple are your spells. You can left click if you want to just take a spell off, or you can just click on the spell itself. Now, going from left to right, we'll go over all these spells. It's gonna be very simple, so keep up, because we're gonna be very fast about this. We're going to go through the bandage. This bandage is pretty simple. After casting bandage, you have 8 seconds before it actually goes off. Within those 8 seconds, you have a chance of losing the 153 bonus heal per hit you take by 50. With that being said, this spell, if you're not doing damage, will give you a lot of health. As you level it up, it gives you more health. However, this spell can be canceled with Curse, which we'll go over soon. So, great spell, but if someone has Curse, they can cancel it out, which leaves you kind of vulnerable. Blink, which lets you teleport a good little distance forward. Blood Pack. The attacker receives the same amount of damage. When this will work, you will just essentially the opponent will take equal damage as he gets to you. Similar to the React Armor, just he will take exact the same damage, but it's more obvious. Essentially, you run away at that point. Charge. You will move quickly towards opponent, damage, and silence them on impact. Essentially, you smash into them. I don't know if they drop or not, but leveling this up, the max is 3 seconds, preventing them from doing spells. You can charge them and cancel their spells and do like 50 damage. That's all. It's not that much. Cleanse. You can remove any negative impacts on you. So if someone casts Bleed on you or Blood Pact or any of these things, Cleanse will remove that, and then you can enjoy yourself without taking that unnecessary damage. Curse will remove any positive effects from the opponents and add a silence. 3 seconds. Cast time. It can be instant if you max it out, but essentially, this is what will remove any spell from your opponent that he either has currently charged, including the Reflect spell. And it does remove Stone Skin. So it removes everything. No questions asked. Earthquake is just a spell that, does some damage over time when you put it down. 20 meters circle centered on the caster. So it shakes the earth around the caster. Opponent standing inside the earthquake receives damage over time. The closer the caster, the higher the damage. So essentially, you kind of run away from your opponent when they're casting that, so you don't. Well, you. So as it says. So, anyways, explosion. If you cast that on your enemy, if the enemy gets close to you, within 2.5 meters of the centered circle, they will take damage as well. So you will take damage. So stay away from your opponent when they cast that. It could kill you. Fear, it fears a person pretty much essentially. It's pretty overpowered if they keep it the way it currently is, but it's supposed to be pretty much you get out of fear as soon as you're hit once, which means you're probably hit twice. Fireball is just fireball. You cast it, and it's a skill shot, so people can dodge that. So make sure you aim well. Same with freeze. Frog turns the victim into a frog. It breaks on damage done to the person or after a set time. Frostball will slow people. Heal. This is just a classic heal. Once you max it out, it's instant cast, and no one can stop that. Life Leech, it's a beam that will pull the heal from, pretty much pull the health right from your opponent and give it to you. However, right now it's not really working. Lightning Bolt, you'll shock your opponent and they will be knocked down. It's my favorite spell. So essentially, that's all that is. It does a little damage. There's no real point in leveling it up right now. Strike. It will silence from 1 to 3 seconds. It's an instant cast. It's pretty much, it's a great thing to get a person who has a charged spell off, or you can use that in the magic reflect just to get him off the magic reflect. Mana spell, mana leech that is the same as life leech, just its mana. Still doesn't work though. Poison is just a little bit of damage over time. Right now, I don't see it being a very useful spell. So there's no real point in getting that unless someone's trying to run away and you want to do a little bleed on them. But currently, it's not really useful. Reactive armor can reflect up to 40 to 60% of the opponent's melee damage back at the opponent, thus reducing the damage you take. So essentially, if you have this maxed out, it's an instant cast, and you can make the opponent pretty much kill themselves. Very overpowered right now, and a very must-have, and will kill about 90% of the new player base when they come in. Keep aware, if you see a little, looks like a hex, a weird hexagon, or this 5-sided, I think it's 5 or 6-sided octagon, do not attack until you see this little image disappear from his buffs bar on the top right. Regeneration is just a heal over time. Shadow Steps at level 3, they can root you for 1 second, and it's an instant cast. So be careful. They can just teleport with you through walls. It's, as it says, teleport to the caster behind them. They will. The best way to avoid this is by rolling backwards or to the left, or just rolling in general. You'll get away from them. Just get away from them as fast as possible. Otherwise, you're going to take more damage. Or, my favorite is turn around and start blocking. So, I mean, he's already going to start his attack, so he's already halfway through. He'll block and hit a couple. You will then form and do a counter attack and hurt him more. Stone Skin will turn you into a stone form, reducing any damage and healing effects. So you don't get any heal or anything from it, but you can stop at any time. Strangle is simple. It's a beam that the further you away from the opponent, the more damage they take. I believe it's the opposite of Earthquake. Yeah, it's the opposite of Earthquake. Vanish, you slightly disappear. So unless you're taking damage, the things will break it are damage and, attacking or spells. So it's a long cooldown, so they can stay invisible for a long time if they're trying to heal up. One thing is nice is if you have those rings, you can see them pretty far out, so it's helpful then. But you can also hear the people and vanish. So when someone turns their vanish on and you have a headset on, listen for those footsteps because you'll hear them coming, and then block for when you see them for that split second. Essentially, again, all you do to level a spell is these little bubbles. Once you get it to the max, this one will unlock, and when you max that out, it goes that. You only can realistically get 5, 10, 5, 10, 30 of these unlocked. 30 bubbles, that is. So essentially, you can max unlock 3 of them, or you can just split them between. It's all up to you. So this is, as you can see, it says the talent points allocate. You can learn and be whatever the heck you want. This is Graham Dragons, and we just went over the spell book, and this is 9 Lives Arena. We'll catch you around. Stay tuned for more, guys.